Welcome back to the best division in football with your boys Awthentik and The Beard. The best television show not on TV. Happy early Turkey Day to everybody out there, man. We got 3 NFC East games to go over here one time, man. Couple of Thanksgiving matchups, man. It's going to be a real interesting show, man. We're going to try to get y'all in, get y'all up out of here pretty quick, man. We know everybody getting ready for tomorrow's Thanksgiving feast. I know I'm looking forward to eating some macaroni and cheese at the top of the totem pole one time. Maybe that them potatoes down at the bottom one time. Shout out to my man Daniel Jones. Y'all know what it is, man. And without further ado, man, let me bring in the best co-host in the country, man. The strong side to my left side. My brother from another. Yo, brother. The Beard one time, and the gang is in the building. What's poppin', fam?
Nothing much, man. Just getting excited. Maryland betting is live on the mobile.
Salute to Maryland for doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, we a hop, skip, and a jump right outside of Maryland, man. We can finally play some bets out here one time, man. I know you're super excited, man.
Yeah, I am, because it sucks. Like I haven't bet a lot of football. I haven't bet any football this year, really, except for fantasy, just because driving to Virginia is just too much. So, you know, like now it's official in Maryland, and they gave a whole bunch of money away for free. So I'm basically playing with free money. So I'm going to lay a nice parlay on Thanksgiving football. So we'll see.
What you did there.
We'll see how that works out. But I'm super excited. Super grateful. I did want to say, you know, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. First and foremost, I'm sure we'll go over this all again at the end, but for those of you that are here right now, we are extremely thankful for each and every one of you, because without you all, this wouldn't be possible. So I just want to get that out the way now and say it again later, and probably 5 more times redundant throughout the show. For sure. But I did want to say I'm super thankful for each and every one of you. For those of you that aren't here but have been here one time or 100 times, it doesn't matter. We're super thankful for each and every one.
That's a good point you made there, man, whether it's one time or 100 times. You know, my homie Ethan, man, who I put out an album with way back in 2011 called Beef and Broccoli, he used to always say, man, 2 or 2 million, 8 to 88. I love that saying. It's like you got to show up and put on a performance, whether there's 2 people in the crowd or whether there's 2 million in the crowd, and then 8 to 88, ages 8 to 88. So you could pull up to the show with your walker. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? We're going to rock out and do what we do. Y'all know what it is. We're definitely very grateful to have y'all, you know, as a family, to be able to rock with, man, and be able to talk sports and talk football, man, and share our thoughts on the New York Giants, and, you know, try to pull my man The Beard one time over to this blue side one time, man. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, I will tell you, I think I forget his name. My man Mark, one of our viewers who's a Cowboys fan, he left me a comment on the last video. He says, man, The Beard really hates the Cowboys. I think he's only picked the Cowboys twice. I was like, no way.
He might be right, though.
I didn't check the tape. I told him, I said, we're going to have to check the tape.
You didn't go into the hood?
No, I didn't go into the hood. But I'm pretty sure I picked the Cowboys more than twice this season. But, I mean, another thing to be thankful for. I'm thankful for the NFC East. I mean,
it's beautiful.
Listen, we are the best division in football. You know, the AFC East is right there with us. You know, Zach Attack is not back any longer. So, I mean, you know, the Jets are going to Mike White at starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's wild. They said that, Zach's career is not over. Don't think that his career is over. So I did like that the coach came out and said that.
They left the door open for that Minneapolis rap song. You know,
they sure did. They like, go in the studio, go cook up, come back with some heat. We'll try to get you back in the game one time.
Yeah, but I definitely want to give a big shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to everybody who's watching us right now on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up while you guys are here. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Awthentik and The Beard are doing a little late night action here on a Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving. It is 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's go ahead and say some shout outs to the people in the chat, and then we'll
I like how Stan called it an audible. He's like, I like the audible, y'all. That's what's up. I definitely appreciate that.
First of all, I do want to say shout out to Stan for auto-correcting himself, because at first he was like, he said, Awthentik and The Beard are pulling an automobile. And he went back and changed it. But big shout out to Stan. Says, Sock Passe OGs.
Yes,
looks like you guys called an audible for tonight. 3 straight days of content. Fire emoji, alert emoji.
Wait, when you think about it, hold up. We did Sunday, right? We did the parlay.
It's 4 days.
We did Monday. Giant overreaction. 4 hours. We did the Tuesday recap, and now we're here on a Wednesday, man, doing this preview show, man. It is what it is. You know we love what we do when we do it like that 4 days in a row. You know what it is, Stan.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Stan. Big shout out to No Mets, No Nets, No Jets says excellent. It's not Bill and Ted's excellent adventure. It's the Awthentik and Beard's excellent adventure. So
like
shout
that.
out to No Mets, No Nets, No Jets. We should totally do like a little Photoshop of that. I like that idea.
Yeah, I know, right?
And an Awthentik must do this shout out, of course.
Michael Knight in the building one time. What's going on, fam? Hope all is well.
Big shout out to Chris Peace as well, always holding us down in the Twitter sphere. We appreciate you, Chris Peace. Thank you very much.
Definitely do.
I think you did beat Coach Taylor. Coach Taylor's probably like going crazy right now because nobody told him about this last-minute practice. This is like that Friday Night Lights episode when Coach Taylor calls everybody up. Season 1, I think it's like episode 3, and he gets them all come out at like 9:30 in the morning, and they're running hills in the rain, and he makes Riggins walk home. So yeah, it's kind of like that. So shout out Coach Taylor. He's here with us in spirit. Big shout out to Jay Jean. Says, is it possible to run out of practice squad players? Guess we'll find out the hard way.
We will. We definitely gonna find out.
It's next man up in a whole nother meaning right now for the New York Football Giants. Big shout out to Brian. You know, he's got the spirit, the right spirit. The Giants can win this game.
Facts.
Listen, it's not any given Sunday they don't say that for any reason, you know. So
any given Thursday, speaking on this one.
There you go. Any given Thanksgiving, okay? Any given Thanksgiving. Oh, I like that one. Big shout out to Yam in Japan. Japan with a big upset today, taking down Germany in the World Cup. So shout out to Japan. Kai001 says, what's up, family? One of our resident Dallas Cowboy fans is in the building. We appreciate you,
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
I wish the game was at an 8 o'clock slot. Yeah, I mean, that would have been awesome if they could have flexed Thanksgiving because I think the Cowboys-Giants is probably going to have more viewers than New England, Minnesota in the night game. But hey, you know, it is what it is.
I was going to say the same thing. It is what it is.
Big shout out to Sebastian. Says, best show not on television. Love to all the
we was clowning on Twitter earlier today, yo. We was clowning earlier today.
I already know what you're talking about. As soon as you said that, I just got a picture of a foot in my mind. Big shout out to the heavyweight champion of the world. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. What up, fam? What up, fam? Hope all is well.
And we got a whole bunch of folks in the building. Beige Boy, Giants Mafia, Carl, and it's been a while, Lucas. I hope everything is well. I was literally about ready to email Lucas today because I was like, I know I got Lucas's email because I hadn't seen him in a while. I was like, let me go ahead and reach out to him. But, you know, it's almost like we're just on this wavelength. And he said, let me just pop in and say what's up so everybody knows I'm doing good. It's great to see you as
I wonder
always,
what time it
Lucas.
is over there for Lucas, too. I wonder if it's like extra late or what, or if it's maybe it's a better time slot for him.
We're in all different time zones right now. Japan, Australia. We're waiting for Tudo to show up so we can have some Italy in the building.
Hey, I saw Tudo in the stream with entertainer, trainer, and Bad Dog just a little while ago. And he's like, you guys streaming tonight? I said, yeah, man. He said, hey, tell the Beard, man, put the notifications out there for me a little bit earlier. I said, hey, Tudo, this one's actually on me, bro. I pulled an audible, man, and, I had the Beard, scrambling, trying to get this show ready and whatnot.
And a big shout out to Lax for the $4.99 super chat. An extra shout out to Lax because Lax hooked me up with a video game. So big shout out to Lax. I appreciate that.
Oh, did y'all connected and made that happen?
Yeah, we
that's
connected
awesome.
And made a
was
deal.
It college football 15?
14.
14. That's what's up, man. That's awesome. Big shout out to Lax. Big shout out
to Lax. I appreciate you coming through for me. It says, what's good, fellas? Hope everyone has some good food tomorrow. And hopefully the Giants smack up the Cowboys.
Yes, sir. You know what it is, Lax. Let's get it, man.
Yes, indeed. Let's get it. So shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate each and every one of you that is rocking with us right now. We're going to get you guys going with some Week 12 preview action. Little Wednesday night special, pre-Thanksgiving
it feels
meal.
a little different. And I like it. I kind of like this late time slot. A couple of people are recommending that we do a late night kind of vibe when we did the Giant Overreaction on Monday, man. So, all our wishes coming true here, man. And it's got a different vibe, man. I like, got to just chill out the whole day, man, take care of some business and whatnot. And, now we get to talk a little bit of football the day before. So it's like those night vibes, those lay out the outfit, put the jersey on the bed, the Giants socks, the Giants beanie, you know what I'm saying, the hoodie, lay it down. I'm going to do all that right after we get off stream, man, and get ready for this game tomorrow. Eat some of the best food I probably ate all year, man. I'll probably go back. I saw them talking about this on the Giants channel. Over, under 2.5 plates.
Okay, now this is you know me.
You about to bring up Abuelita one time, ain't you?
Listen, I am an eater, okay, and you know I appreciate food. All right.
Facts.
Now, the over under on the plate 2.5. It depends, okay, because I'm generally the type where it's all gonna be laid out, right? I get a little bit of everything except for the beets. I'm not a big beets guy.
Yeah, I ain't messing with the beets.
I don't do the beets, right? But I like, listen, I'm going to take one of everything. 99% of the time I'm taking one of everything. So my plate is like, it kind of got some levels to it. So I might only I might only do 2 plates. Now, it depends. Like, I'm only probably doing one meal. I've been doing these 3-meal Thanksgivings. My Dukes and them, they going up to Pennsylvania, so I'm just doing Buelas this Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna go under 2.5 because most likely I'm gonna do 2 plates. But if you're talking about food quantity of plates, I'm probably over 2.5 because I usually do a 2-plater in 1 plate, if you know what I'm saying.
I got you. Okay. I'm gonna probably take the push on this one. I'm gonna probably be right around that 2.5. Depends on how much Big Mac is out there. That last one. And you gotta add dessert there too. Is dessert gonna be considered a plate?
And also, are we talking take-home plates?
Ooh, no, we can't be talking take-home. Take-home plates, I'm going to be eating Thanksgiving dinner for like the next 8 days, bro. I'm going to ring them leftovers out, bro, like straight up.
Because them Tupperware is going to be, if you're bringing some home, some of those Tupperwares, we have the Tupperware. I'm not going to get into the Tupperware. That's for another episode. But
I feel you. We got a ton of Tupperware here too,
and
bro.
I can never find the lid. Whenever there's a size that I want, right, I'm like, I need that size Tupperware. I'm like, where's the lid?
Nope.
Like and then it's just like, all the mismatching and the testing, and the next thing you know, the whole counter is full of Tupperware, and I'm just trying to get one thing of Tupperware.
I definitely feel you. Hey, don't forget, y'all, we're going to be, we did a last-minute trivia segment for this. We're going to be giving away a signed Darius Slayton card. Is that what I heard?
It's
Hold on. Let me get the beard solo off here one time.
Darius Slayton card.
Oh, we're going to need Darius Slayton to have a
prism.
big game. I sent Kyle Pizzle a message on his video today, bro. I said, hey, we need your homie Darius Slayton in a major way tomorrow against them Dallas Cowboys. But let's start the show off, man, and we'll start this one off with your team, man. We'll talk about the Commanders here one time. Let's get into this matchup one time. All right, Beard, you ready?
Ready, man.
Even though I don't want y'all to win this game. The 5-6 Falcons are going to be headed over to FedEx Field, man, to take on the now 6-5 Commanders. Last week, the Falcons beat the Bears, man, in a real close matchup, 27-24. The Commanders beat the Texans in a major way. They beat the Texans like they stole something, man. Commanders are favored in this game by 4.5 points. This is Washington's largest deficit of favoring in the whole season. 4.5, that's the largest y'all been favored by in the whole season. The over-under is 41 in this game, man. This will be the Falcons' first game in Washington since 2018. And I thought this was a pretty interesting fact here, man. Falcons head coach Arthur Smith spent 2 seasons in Washington as an assistant, but his father was a minority owner before Dan Snyder bought him out in 2021. So the Falcons are coming up here for some real revenge, if you know what I'm saying. Ron Rivera is headed for his 100th win, man. That'll be a major milestone for Ron Rivera, man, including a regular season and the playoffs. Both of these teams are on the outskirts of the wild card spot right now, looking in at the moment. I've been seeing this matchup labeled as a battle between 2 mobile quarterbacks, and I was kind of like,
yeah, I saw that too. I was like, nah, don't get it twisted.
I was like, I don't know about all that. Let's pump the brakes on 2 mobile quarterbacks. But the Falcons, man, are definitely playing some really good football. A lot of people thought that they were going to be in a rebuild this season. They only got 2 losses that have been double-digit losses all season. We know about Washington. They named Taylor Heineke the starter. Taylor Heineke is now 4-1 as the starter since taking over for Carson Wentz, man. This is a big matchup, and y'all already know what it is for the Beard. I can't talk too much over this instrumental because we got to get into them roadmaps one time. Y'all know what it is, man. Beard, what you got on that roadmap one time?
Listen, this is a tough game. Don't get it twisted. twisted. You know, the Atlanta Falcons, they're very similar in some ways as Washington. You know, and they play tough. That's the one thing about an Arthur Smith team is they play tough football. And they're always going to put themselves in a game. And if you don't know, every Sunday morning, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time to parlay. I've talked about Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota, I mean,
he was out last week.
13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. You know, that's not accounting all the rushing stuff that he does.
Yep.
And he does a good job of managing this offense, but has the ability to throw. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are going to be without Kyle Pitts. You know,
he's out for the year now, right?
He's on injured reserve, so 4
weeks. He's on IR,
weeks.
so 4 games at least. Okay.
Yeah, and so the thing is, you know, he hasn't been putting up Kyle Pitts numbers, but he's still a guy that is somebody you have to focus on. And you know how tight ends eat up the Washington Commanders. So that's something we got to keep our eye on. So now, you know, that kind of leans a little bit our direction.
Yo, Kyle Pitts is like, man, his body type is totally different than any player in the entire league. When I saw him running on the field, I'm just like, dude looks like a power forward, bro. Yeah. He literally looks like a power forward on the field, man. The Falcons got to find a way to utilize him a little bit better, I think, too. This year's kind of been a letdown for him. It's unfortunate that he got injured.
Yeah, and then, you know, the rookie Drake London, he's a guy that can go off on you if you don't, you know, play him right. Obviously, St. Juice has a little bit of an ankle issue right now, but he should be good to go. We're still waiting for Cole Holcomb to come back at the linebacker position. But this Atlanta team is very interesting. Like, they are a RTDB team, okay? The Atlanta Falcons are 3rd in the NFL in rushing right now. Okay, Ooh. So this is going to be a good test for the Washington Commanders, whose defense has been performing out of this world over the last few weeks.
Been balling.
You know, I'd say even a little bit more than a few weeks. I'd say probably the last, 5 to 6 weeks probably. And now that Washington run defense is number 6 in the National Football League. So you got a 3rd best rushing offense going against the 6th best rushing defense. So we're going to have – this is a little juggernaut. This is my type of football game. There's going to be some trenches going on. I'm excited about that. Atlanta's offense is 26th in the NFL overall offense, and we talked about this a little bit before we went on air today.
Yeah, this is an interesting nugget right here.
26th overall offense, but 12th in scoring. The Atlanta Falcons are 12th in scoring, and a lot of that has to do with their red zone production. Atlanta is 8th in the National Football League in red zone. They're converting 61.8% of the time in the red zone. So Washington's going to have to step up with their red zone defense. Washington does have the 12th best red zone defense at 54.1% conversion rate allowed in the red zone. Now, another reason why Atlanta is good is their third down. Their third down offense, number 12th in the National Football League in third down offense. They're converting 41.7% of their third downs, which is definitely, something that you have to keep an eye out on, because we know third downs. I don't talk about third downs every week for fun, ladies and gentlemen. I talk about third downs every week because they mean something. That's how you get those drives going. You get those drives going. You get your defense a little bit of rest. You keep another offense off of the field. Third downs is one of the most underappreciated statistical categories in football. So, it's very, very important that we talk about those third downs. And we talk about talk about a shout out to No Mets, No Nets, No Jets for the $9.99 super chat. Says happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully we can smoke on that Cowboy pack.
Hey, I'm prepping it right now. I had it in the grinder. I'm getting that thing ready. I'm hoping, because I'm going to talk a lot of business if we get this W.
Like, subscribe, and ring that bell, LFG NYG. Shout out to No Mets, No Nets, No
LFG NYG,
Jets.
You know what it is.
Hey, shout out to LG Thud. Says the beard smile getting wider with talk of playoffs now.
More than wins, man. Piling up them wins right now, man. The beard showing up, man, happy.
As long you don't want the old if you have not watched previous seasons, there's been a point where the beard is banging on the table. The mic is shaking a little bit because I get a little frustrated here and there, But hey, you want to talk about frustration? Let's talk about the Washington Commanders' third down offense. All right. The Washington Commanders are 27th in the National Football League on converting third downs. That's got to change.
That's got to change.
We did really well in that Philadelphia Eagles game, and then we turned around against the Houston Texans and just didn't perform. I think that had a lot to do with a lot of the play calling, some of the play for the quarterback, and some of the unsuccessful first down and second down runs. So they're 36.4% on third down in the National Football League. But this is a good thing. Atlanta is the third worst third down defense. Okay?
That's going to help y'all.
They're allowing opponents to convert on third downs 47.7% of the time. So that's definitely going to allow us to hopefully take advantage of that third down defense and create some opportunities offensively. Yep. Now, Atlanta's rush defense is something that we should be able to take advantage of. They've allowed the 11th most rushing yards in the National Football League, 1,354 rushing yards allowed. The
11th most, you said?
Yep, 11th most rushing yards allowed. And the fourth most rushing touchdowns allowed. They've allowed 15 rushing touchdowns this year. 15 rushing touchdowns this year. And that brings me to the red zone, okay? Washington, red zone, they got to do better in the red zone. And we have to convert. Atlanta's red zone defense, 10th worst in the National Football League. They're allowing 61% conversion rate in the red zone. Okay.
That yields well for the Commanders.
It does. And you saw we performed really bad in the red zone last week against the Houston Texans. Now, Atlanta is also giving up the 5th most points in the National Football League at 24.9 points allowed per game. All that being said, that has allowed me to compute what we would like to call – yep, there we go. This is the unofficially sponsored by Waze roadmap, okay? Until they officially sponsor it, it's going to be Waze and not Waze, okay?
I like it.
This is the Waze roadmap presented by Awthentik and The Beard. Okay, you already know, number one on the roadmap, always and forever, always and forever.
Ooh, we got a couple little tunes. I'll give you an 8 on the pitch on that. I like that.
There we go. We're going to need
start
40.
With an R?
R. This is like we should have a Wheel of Fortune, just the 4 letters, and then we'll have the beard and I'm like, I'd like to solve, please. RTDB. Run the damn ball. We're gonna need 40 rushes from the offense this game. And now, big shout out to Ref the District. I was watching them earlier, and they do this thing where they do like a dollar they call it, where they basically, they give you like an over-under sort of situation, and you have to decide if you want to take that bet or not. Gotcha. I told them in the chat, I said, Antonio Gibson, over 150 yards from scrimmage in this game. Hasn't happened yet this year, but I got a feeling. I mean,
coming off that Houston game, he had a nice game, 103 yards on the ground, or 103 yards from scrimmage, total. Actually, 72 on the ground.
So I'm expecting a big going against this rush defense that has allowed all those yards this season already. I'm expecting a big game from Antonio Gibson, pass catching and running. 150 total yards from scrimmage in this game.
I'm going to take the under on that one, but I got you. Okay.
Yeah. You guys can more than welcome to agree or disagree in the chat. I see Sebastian says under. MG says Gibson will fumble. Heineke will choke. Yeah. And Washington has lost 5 games. Appreciate all.
I take it MG is a Cowboys fan. I saw some talk earlier too where he said Parsons is going to kill the Giants or something like that too. So I take it he's a Cowboys fan. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's possible. All right, and then I need the offense. Okay, listen. There might be a situation here where you might see Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has been activated, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Carson Wentz has been actited.
I'm taking the under.
Taylor Heineke has not thrown a touchdown in 2 games. All right, so
yeah, I'm taking the under.
But we're not going to say that's on the roadmap. I'm just saying that's going to lead me to my next thing where I need points. You have to score at least, bare minimum, 24 points. Okay. So I want more than 24 points from the Washington Commanders on the roadmap. We talked about third downs. I need that number up. Over 50% third down conversion rate. You're going against the 4th worst third down defense in the National Football League. Play like it. Okay. Get over 50% on third downs. Get those drives. Churn that butter. Okay. Mm-hmm. I want to see some country crock. I want to see some country crock. All right. Now, red zone conversion percentage. This one's going to be a little bit crazy. I want 100% red zone conversion rate.
4 for 4?
I don't care. Listen, if it's got to be 1 for 1, I'll take it. It's 100%. Okay? When you get in the red zone, you got to score.
Okay.
So I want
I like it.
100% red zone conversion. And then finally, not finally, but second to last, defense needs to keep doing what the defense has been doing. All right? Under 100 rushing yards total, which is going to be tough because let me tell you that Atlanta Falcons can run the ball too.
Yep.
They got Cordero Patterson.
Yep.
They got Algier.
Tyler
they got
Algier.
Mariota. You know,
Yep.
they got a hold. They got Caleb Huntley, another guy that nobody really talks about quite often.
You know, it could have been a good trivia question is so Tyler Algier, he's third as far as rookies go in rushing. I'm pretty sure Damian Pierce is number 1.
Yeah.
Who's number 2?
Who's number 2?
That's kind of sketchy, right?
I know it.
It's tough. I don't know who it is. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know who it is.
I know, but now it's gonna kill me because I should know who it is. Because
I ain't got no idea who it is.
Somebody in the chat, let us know.
Somebody in the chat, let us know.
Under 100 yards total rushing.
Cool. That's gonna be tough.
4 sacks from the defense.
Okay.
Keep Atlanta under 17 points. Okay, that's all I'm asking from my defense. Under 17, under 100, and 4 sacks. Yes. So Breece Hall maybe, but he's been hurt, so I don't know.
That's what I was thinking about.
Pacheco didn't play earlier in the season.
Yo, Pacheco gives them a real viable running back over there, man.
It's funny to watch him in that 10.
He runs tough. I know, looking like Tyreek Hill at running back. It's kind of crazy.
And last but not least, I need you to win the battles. There's battles. A football game is a lengthy battlefield. Okay,
I feel you.
There's all types of battles, but there's 2 battles that need to be won. That's going to be the turnover battle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're back at even, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at even on the turnover differential.
Okay.
Atlanta Falcons are -1 in turnover differential. We're going to need to win that turnover battle because you know it. I know it. There's going to be a point in this game where Taylor Heineke just...
Yeah, you just got to hope that it hits the turf. You know, you got to hope. You got to hope
So we got to win the turnover battle. And the last battle, but the most important battle of all the battles, it's the lengthiest battle. It's the battle that holds all of the battles in one battle. That's time of possession battle.
Oh, you love the time of possession battle.
We got to win the time of possession battle.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the roadmap.
Last week.
That's the roadmap right there.
I like it. Yeah, you definitely made a bunch of good points on the roadmap there, man. You know, a couple little stops, little pit stops, you know, stop at a little rest stop, get some grub and whatnot. I think what you got to watch out for is Cordero Patterson, obviously in the kickoff game there, man. He took one back to the house. I think it was one of the longest or maybe the longest kickoff ever. He took it all the way.
Now he has the most kickoff returns for a touchdown in NFL history now.
Yeah, man. And he's an unsung Hall of Famer, if you ask me, man, because, you know, you're looking at guys like Devin Hester that they're definitely going to put Devin Hester in the Hall of Fame. Cordero Patterson, I was talking about this, man. He's one of the most slept-on players probably in the history of the league, man. Like, this guy was a free agent just a couple of years ago, man. And Marcus Mariota, man, you got to watch out for him when you talk about that, keeping him under 100 yards rushing. Marcus Mariota's been playing some good ball. When they talked about the 2 mobile quarterbacks, I definitely wasn't thinking about taking Marcus Mariota out of that category, but I was thinking about taking Taylor Heineke out of that category. Yeah. Marcus Mariota, man, 7 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown and 5 road starts this season. So you definitely got to watch out for him. And I would look to utilize Curtis Samuel as a extra piece of the rushing attack for Washington. He got his first rushing touchdown last week. And, you know, when he was with Carolina, they used him a lot in that capacity, you know, the little jet sweeps and things like that. He took one about I think it was 20 yards last week, man, or something like that. Real good run from him. But I'd look to use him in the passing attack and use him in the rushing attack as well. And then Terry McLaurin, man, definitely been balling out here since Taylor Heineke's came in the lineup. He's got 9 targets. Carson Wentz was in the lineup. He only had 6 targets. Ooh, Kenneth Walker. I like that. That's a good one right there. And Terry McLaurin, man, 50 receptions already. So now that's every year that he's been in the league, he's had at least 50 receptions. That is productivity out the wide receiver.
I can't remember what I had as my prediction for Terry McLaurin.
You had him up high, I remember. Definitely over 1,000 yards, and you had him in that 90 bracket, I think. Yeah. I think he'll get there. I do think he's going to get there, man. Terry McLaurin's been playing some really good football. I think in this game you're going to need Taylor Heineke to get one down the field to Terry McLaurin. And it's a home game, so, I mean, I'd look for the Commanders to control this one, man. You want me to go with my score first, or you going to go with yours?
Yeah, let's see what you got there, Awthentik.
I mean, I think the Commanders are going to win this game. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be a really close game. Falcons have been putting up some good points in their last couple outings. and I always do these picks on the fly. My gut really wants to say the Falcons. I'm going to pray. I'm crossing my fingers that the Falcons win because y'all are really on the heels of my New York Giants here, man. And I don't know what's going to happen up here in Dallas tomorrow, mid-afternoon and whatnot. But I'm going to take the Commanders in this one. I'm going to play it a little bit safe. I think the Commanders are going to win this one. I'm going to say 26-21, Commanders.
Okay. I'm going to go 27-17.
Close. I like it, man. Very close, man. Best of luck to you and your Commanders, man. They've been calling y'all all kind of stuff. They've been calling y'all the Commodores, the Communists. They've been making all kind of jokes on national TV, man. But we'll see, man. We shall see, man. This should be a really good matchup. This one's going to be Sunday. This one's at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock?
1 o'clock, I believe.
1 o'clock. Okay, that's what's up, man. Definitely keep y'all eyes on that. And we got to start tallying up these picks, man. Yeah, I think I got a good lead here. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to do a Thursday one, and we have to do a parlay one. Maybe I'll stick.
Maybe you can win one. Give you some more outs.
Down. Well, because it'll be interesting parlay. Like do a little mashup. Of all the crazy, because you've done fairly well in the parlay.
You've done fairly well too. We had some good picks this year. Some good upset picks on the parlay, man. Yeah. It's been. I think this year. And shout out to Lucas, who gave us all the statistics, I believe, from all the parlays last year, right? It wasn't the regular shows. It was all the parlays. I would say this year, I think our winning percentage is a little bit better than it was last year. But we'll see. When we get to the end of the season, we'll definitely see.
Yeah, we will see.
We will see. All right, man. Well, let's get into the game that I've been waiting for, man. The one that I cannot wait for tomorrow, man. Have a big old fat plate right in front of me while I watch my New York Giants head to Dallas, man. All banged up to take on them Cowboys one time. Let's get to it.
It's around the board with 11:16 to go here in the third.
All right, the Beard has his theme song. This is my theme song right here, man, to get into my bag one time and start talking about my New York Giants. Y'all know what it is, man. The 7-3 New York Giants are headed to take on the Cowboys. They sitting at 7-3 as well. They already got the tiebreaker on us from the win they got on us in week 3. Last week, Giants lost in terrible fashion to the Detroit Lions, 31-18. The Cowboys beat the Vikings 40-3. That's the best performance on the road by the Cowboys in Dallas history. Dak Prescott definitely had a game, too. The Cowboys are favored by 10 whole points right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. I know we banged up. I know we injured, but damn, they are doubting us right now. The over-under is 45.5. So if the over-under is 45.5, I mean, how many points they got the Giants scoring? This don't make no sense. The Cowboys have won 10 of the past 11 games versus the New York Giants. That sketched me out a little bit there, man. Giants haven't beat Dak Prescott since Dak Prescott was a rookie. Since then, Dak Prescott has won all 9 of his starts against the New York Giants. The Giants have lost 2 of the last 3 games and gave up a season-high 31 points to the Detroit Lions. Now, Cowboys are coming off their biggest road win. We talked about that one. Dak Prescott, the 3rd highest completion percentage in franchise history at 88%. 22 for 25 last week. The Cowboys didn't punt the ball until the 3rd quarter. You were talking about, man, 5 punts. That's a little too much for me. I think you might be kind of leaning your way into Dallas territory right now with that one, man. But injuries, man, for the New York Giants, this is where things are looking a bit dicey for the New York Giants. Joshua Ezeudu did not travel. John Feliciano did not travel. Shane Lemieux did not travel. And Evan Neal did not travel to Dallas for this game. So the expected offensive line is either going to be Tyree Phillips or Matt Pert at right tackle, Mark Glowinski at right guard, my man Nick effing Gates, as my man Carl Banks would say, at center. Left guard, we got some new names here. We got Jack Anderson and we got Devery Hamilton one time. And at left tackle, we're going to have Andrew Thomas, who does have an illness coming into this game. A lot of people are saying he might not play. With everything on the line here, man, going up against Dallas and Micah Parsons, it is a must that Andrew Thomas is on the field in a big spot like this. There's no way I don't see Andrew Thomas not playing in this game. Let's talk about the Giants one time and how we're going to get to this road to victory one time. Definitely have to run the damn ball. Y'all know the theme over here at AATB. The theme is #RTDB. Y'all know what it is. And got to be effective at it, man. I've talked about games with Saquon Barkley where, you can get those grinded out kind of yards, come away with maybe 80, 81 yards like he did in that first matchup, and maybe see your way to a victory. But in this game, we're going to need a stellar performance from Saquon Barkley. Saquon's coming off of his worst game of the year, man. 15 carries for 22 yards. I don't even know if Saquon has had a worse game than that in his whole entire career outside of that game where he tore his ACL. Now, Barkley, he had 81 yards and 1 touchdown versus the Cowboys in week 3. The Cowboys now have allowed the 4th most runs over 10+ yards this season. Shout out to Talking Giants. Bobby and Justin dropped that gem on their channel when they did a live stream earlier today, and I heard that one. I thought that's a statistic that we have to take advantage of. You got to get Saquon out here to get to that second level and be able to break those big runs. You know, I want to see that Saquon that we saw on that Sights and Sounds where he was like, hey, he said, Vanilla Vic, when I break this run, I'm going to need to see you down there. That's what I'm trying to see from Saquon in this game. The Cowboys are ranked 26 against the run this year, and they're 26 in yards per carry allowed. So there's some room there for us to try to find a way to run the rock. I'm going to need Daniel Jones to have a big game as well with these read options, man. Maybe a little RPO sprinkled in there. And the Giants right now, when we're talking about RPO, when you go to that pass, you know, that P that stands for pass, you got to find a way to get these guys to get some receptions right now. This statistic right here had me completely baffled, man. The Giants' leading wide receiver right now has 28 receptions, man. Is Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton has stepped up the last couple of weeks. I commend him for the kind of play he's brought to the New York Giants wide receiver department. But the crazy part about it is, like, at the beginning of the season, these guys were talking about cutting Darius Slayton, and now he's ending up being our best wide receiver with just 28 receptions. Check this out. There are 109 wide receivers in the league who have more receptions than Darius Slayton, and he's the number 1 wide receiver on the New York Giants. That is no bueno. Slayton has played. He's played in just seven. Well, I think he's been in 7 games now where he's played in, and where he's had a target. He's had 7 games where he's at least had a target out of the 10 games that the New York Giants have played. So it's kind of interesting that he's the leading wide receiver, but, you know, with all the injuries that the New York Giants have had, I think that's the major reason why a guy like Darius Slayton is leading us in receptions right now. Now, we got to get to talking about this Cowboys defense, and you know, when you talk about the Cowboys defense, there's a lot of pieces on that defense, but I think it's Micah Parsons. You know, I had a Justin Jefferson rant before they took on the Dallas Cowboys, and that didn't go too well. That kind of went like that. He only had 3 receptions for 33 yards.
Here with Micah Parsons.
You see where I'm going with this, right? So, Micah Parsons, okay? First off, let me start with this clip that I saw from actually, let me give you a couple stats, then we'll go to this clip. I normally don't see Skip Bayless say a lot of good stuff. He said a real gem on his show just the other day. I'm going to definitely pull up that clip. But I want to talk about a couple of statistics from Micah Parsons real quick before we go there. Micah Parsons is the first Dallas player with double-digit sacks in each of his first 2 seasons since the stat became official in 1982. He's got 5 games where he's had at least 2 sacks. I mean, just like, there's not another player we could say stuff like this about. The Week 3 matchup was one of the only games where Parsons he went without a sack against the Giants. He didn't have a sack. Now, before I get off into these nuggets about the last 2 games with Micah Parsons, I want to show y'all this clip from Skip Bayless this morning because he's the one who brought this to my attention, and definitely some gems on this. So check this out real quick. This is Skip Bayless on Undisputed just this morning.
It is still mind-blowing to me that at Green Bay, they let him edge rush 10 total times, right, and they lined him up at inside linebacker 47 times. That's a lot of snaps because Green Bay was holding on to the football a lot, okay, and making a bunch of first downs. And you countered it by putting Mike at linebacker, and you stopped it? Did you turn it off? No, right, no. They ran for 207 right, with Mike at linebacker. He had no stats across the board. He was just a bunch of zeros across the board. Then what happened Sunday at Minnesota? Mike only played 39 total snaps because Dallas dominated the clock in the football. But guess what? 39 snaps, 38 times, 38 out of 39, he lined up at edge rusher. Right. What happened? You saw what happened. He was born to rush the passer.
Now, Skip Bayless right there dropping some serious gems. Let me reiterate just a little bit of what he said. Micah Parsons versus the Packers. They knew that Green Bay was going to try to beat them with the run because they've been struggling with the pass. 10 snaps as an edge rusher, 47 at inside linebacker. He literally did nothing in that game. Now, the Packers ran for 207. So what does that tell me? I'd expect Micah Parsons to come out here against the New York Giants and just straight up pin his ears back and try to get to Daniel Jones. I think a good plan here is probably to run a little bit of read option right at him. Try to 100%. Keep them guessing. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep them guessing. And against the Vikings, man, Skip Bayless was just telling y'all there, too. 39 total snaps because it was a blowout game. So, you know, Micah Parsons on the sideline pretty much in the 4th quarter. and knowing that they're going to be just trying to throw the ball to get back in the game. But 38 of the 39 snaps at edge rusher, the Vikings ran for 73 yards in that game. So that shows you a lot about what's going on with Micah Parsons right there. We got to find a way to be able to try to at least just contain what he's doing. I know that contain is normally a word for an edge rusher, but we got to find a way to contain his productivity on the field. We got the best left tackle in the business. We got the guy that's here for the job to do this. I was joking around on Twitter, and I was saying maybe we'll have Andrew Thomas be the first offensive lineman that'll follow a defender.
Like, motion tackle, motion
like
tackle.
You see Michael Parsons go over there like, hey, come on, dog, come on. We need you on this side, bro. We'll see what goes down, man. But, I feel like the Giants are going to have a good shot at this. I love Nick Gates at the center position, although that happened because of an injury. But Nick Gates is feisty. Don't forget, man, he was going up against Aaron Donald, man, fighting him. They were smacking each other, pulling face masks. He's up for the task, man, to be able to help this offensive line be able to get this running attack going and be able to protect Daniel Jones and be able to throw the ball down the field. Now, to throw the ball down the field, we already know the Cowboys got one of the better cornerbacks in the league. I know last year a lot of people were saying, oh, man, he's got all these yards thrown on him. Even this year, I believe it is that quarterbacks have a 66% completion percentage against Trayvon Diggs. But this matchup with Trayvon Diggs, which I think will be predominantly versus Darius Slayton, is going to be extremely important. Trayvon Diggs has an interception in his last 3 straight games against the New York Giants. So we got to break this streak right away. That's number one. And Darius Slayton, man, he's coming off of a season high with 10 targets. I think he only had 5 receptions in that game, but it's showing you that that's Daniel Jones' security blanket without Daniel Bellinger in the lineup. For me, man, I saw a couple of routes from Darius Slayton this past week, man, especially on a comeback route. I think I talked to you about this.
Yeah, the dig one,
crispy. Right? The way he hit the brakes was like, man, like he was drifting in Fast and Furious when they was in Tokyo, dog. Like he literally just skirt, but the defender stayed with him. I was fairly surprised, right? I'm going to need to see some crispy routes from Darius Slayton to set up the big play because we know Trayvon Diggs and along with Micah Parsons, they're both aggressive style defenders. You got to find a way to take them being over-aggressive and capitalize on that. So I want to see an old school game plan that reminds me a bit of Odell Beckham around 2015, right? You would see Odell Beckham sometimes from the slot doing this too. He'd run that 10-yard route, that comeback, nice and sharp. We'd set him up, man, about 4 or 5 times early in the game. And then you see Odell Beckham do the double move, and the rest is history. He's off to the end zone scoring a touchdown. I need Darius Slayton to get the big play in this game. I think it's extremely important for this offense to get clicking and get Darius Slayton involved. Now, Kenny Galladay is going to have a spot here to be able to make something happen. If Trayvon Diggs is going to be on Darius Slayton, Kenny Galladay should be on the cornerback too. That should give you an opportunity. Kenny Galladay, bro, you were a top-notch wide receiver when you were in Detroit. You had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. You have yet to score a touchdown for the New York Giants.
He needs a cool running speech.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Kenny Galladay needs.
Kenny Galladay need to go walk out the hotel room, go meet Pops in the elevator and say, I'm not going, cuz. He sold Pop's car to fix the bobsled. This the kind of sacrifice I'm talking about I need from Kenny Galladay. But also, we can't forget, man, Dak Prescott coming back now. Dak Prescott has been playing some really, really, really clean and precise football, man. Since his return, Cowboys are putting up 35 points per game since Dak Prescott has been in the lineup. I know this 40 helped out, but, yeah, the Cowboys are definitely putting up some points. Even in the Packers' loss, I think they put up like 27 points. I know Kai is in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong one time. But, he's coming off this flawless game against the Vikings, man. When you see a quarterback go 22 or 25, I saw Shannon say this on Undisputed this morning. He said, I ain't even see quarterbacks doing that in practice. To go out there and do that against the Vikings in a real game is extremely legit, man. He had a QBR of 93.2 in that game, man. Dak Prescott, man, he's definitely playing some great football right now with a slow start right before that injury. But now we got to really talk about the real weapons for this Dallas Cowboys defense. Tony Pollard, man. They can definitely RTDB with Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott playing that goal line role. Don't let them get to like the 2-3 yard line. You already know what it is. Zeke Elliott's going to pound it in. But Tony Pollard, he's been on fire. 4 consecutive games right now with at least 100 yards from scrimmage. He had a career high against the Minnesota Vikings, 189 yards. This dude is balling out. Versus the Vikings, he had 15 rushes for 80 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. 6 receptions for the 109, which I know was a surprise to everybody. Like, when you think of Tony Pollard, you think about the big plays in the running game, and then maybe some supplemental kind of receptions there, maybe 3 for 40, 50. This dude put up 109 yards like he was CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has one 100-yard game on the season. It just came 2 weeks ago. Versus the Packers, he had 22 for 115 in a loss. averaging 5.2 yards per carry, 1 touchdown as well. Against the Bears, 14 rushes for 131 yards. He was averaging 9.4 yards a carry. How you going to stop that? And let's not forget, he had 3 touchdowns in that game. And they got Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott has played well on Thanksgiving. The Dallas Cowboys, they thrive on that spotlight on Thanksgiving. Zeke Elliott has over 95 scrimmage yards. He's averaging over 95 scrimmage yards within all his Thanksgiving games. Now, let me get to the real point here now. Can the Giants win this game? I see everybody on Twitter. I see y'all talking. I see about a good 90% of the content creators in the Giants community pretty much saying, hey, the Giants got no chance. And I don't blame y'all for thinking that way. You know, I got to try to think a little bit optimistic here. Cowboys are on a 5-game losing streak on Thanksgiving. I had that nugget down here just a little bit more. I thought it was a 3-game losing streak from what I saw in my notes. Maybe it is 5. Cowboys are 3-7 on Thanksgiving for the past 10 years. Wow, that's definitely ridiculous right there. I got 3 straight games, Kai. 3 straight losses on Thanksgiving, because a 4th loss would be the longest streak ever for the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. This is sounding like, you know, we talked about last week, a lot of people were saying the Detroit Lions game was a trap game for us. This looking like a trap game for the Dallas Cowboys right here. And I got the games. So 2021, they lost to the Raiders, 36-33. It was an overtime game. I remember that game real good too. November 26, 2020, they lost to the Washington football team, 41-16. Shout out to the Commanders.
Say that one more time.
November 26, 2020, the Washington football team, now known as the Commanders, they beat the Dallas Cowboys 41-16 in Jerry World.
Good.
It sounds so good, don't you agree? And in 2019, the Buffalo Bills beat the Dallas Cowboys 26-15. So for me, I got 3. Maybe Kai, you know, Kai is a Cowboys fan. I won't dispute it too much.
No, it wasn't Kai. Kai said that 7 out of 10. It was Steven who said 5 in a row.
Oh, Steven. Okay, so maybe it was Steven. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I know it's at least 3. It might be 5. Who knows? I heard that the record was 4 for the Dallas Cowboys, but we'll see. For me, man, now, can the Giants win this game, man? There's a couple of keys that need to happen here. I talked about them injuries, man. The 2 cornerbacks, bro, I don't know what the Giants are going to do at cornerback, okay? Cordell Flott, maybe? Are they going to have Darnay Holmes on the outside? What they going to do with Julian Love? Maybe move him around? I'm hearing that Dane Belton is not going to get the start. And I was going to say Justin Pennick, but the dude Pennock.
Buddy Love.
Buddy Love. But I hear Pennock's going to get the start at safety, and he had a broken jaw or something. His jaw was jacked up last game. We'll see how that goes, right? But this is what I'm relying on. It's been a couple quiet weeks from Wink Martindale, right? We came off into the first 5, 6, 7 games of the season. Everybody's talking about Wink Martindale. He is the guy. He's the GOAT. I had him at the top of the totem pole as why the New York Giants have been winning games is because of Wink Martindale's style of defense. So I just need a perfect game from Wink Martindale. You're going out here with scraps as far as your secondary goes for sure, and there's a bunch of other injuries across the board, right? But you got to coach the best game of your career. I hear a lot of people saying that Wink Martindale is going to fall back into a zone defense and play more like Patrick Graham. Throw that out the window. I don't want to hear nothing about no Patrick Graham style of defense, because to me that just speaks to the loser and losses that we had back in the day. No disrespect to Patrick Graham, but Wink Martindale is a totally different guy. I want to see the blitzes, man. I want to see the run blitzes, fill those gaps. I want to see pressure on Dak Prescott. Now, Brian Daboll, people thinking like, oh, maybe Brian Daboll has pulled all the tricks out the bag already. I doubt it. I extremely doubt it. I know Brian Daboll got some tricks. He might not have even opened up
the bag yet.
He might not have even opened up the bag. We saw a couple of, like screen passes and a little bit of Saquon Barkley in the passing game early on in the season, but it seems like the Giants kind of have abandoned that a little bit in the past couple of weeks. I'd look for them to kind of revive that and bring that back a little bit. I talked about this like week 2. It's very important, man. You got to find some ways, and I'm not saying like trick plays. I'm just talking about like some stuff that the Cowboys have not seen on tape yet.
And then, you know, when you're able to pass the ball to Saquon Barkley out of the backfield, you know what that does more than anything is that's going to have Parsons on his heels a little bit more than his toes. Yeah. You know, because now you kind of have to, especially if he's on the edge, you know, that Saquon out there is going to, you know, you do that a couple of times, he's going to be leaning that way just a little bit. I mean, some people don't realize that half second difference is huge in the National Football League. That's the big difference between a quarterback hit and a quarterback sack.
And that goes to, you know, the point about like allowing them to be a little over aggressive. When you talk about like screen game and short passes like that, allow them to be over aggressive. Let them think that they're getting close to Daniel Jones and then just dump it right over their head. And maybe Saquon can make some big plays in the passing game. Also, don't sleep on Richie James. Do not sleep on him. He's probably going to be the person that's filling in for Wan'Dale Robinson, who's out for the year with the ACL. He's probably going to be filling in for him. And a lot of people forgot. I know our last memory of Richie James is fumbling 2 times in the Seattle Seahawks game and kind of costing us the game. I get it. But think about what Richie James did.
Right?
Probably.
Again?
He's probably going to be returning punts, but more importantly, I'm talking about him in the slot.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the year, he was our leading wide receiver for the most part. It was him and Sterling Shepard doing most of the damage. So I'm looking for Richie James here in a big spot, man, to step up and get back out there, man, and get your confidence back. He was a guy for us early on in the season. Now, I talked about Kenny Golladay. This is a big spot. But also, at the same time, the Giants got to have faith in him. I saw Brian Dable talking about this with Carl Banks on the Giants YouTube channel about, Kenny Golladay did take advantage of the opportunities that he had. It was only 2 targets. He had 2 receptions in that game last week. But I'm looking like just stretch the field. Try things out in this game. You're really playing with house money. Everybody thinks you're going to lose this game. Go out there. Don't play reckless. Don't get me wrong. But take some chances, man. I want to see Daniel Jones trying to find a way to maybe set up the big play and do that with a bunch of short routes. But I don't want to just see Kenny Golladay running quick slants all day. Let's get Kenny Golladay on some routes that we know he's comfortable with and eventually throw this man a 50-50 ball. Let's give him a back shoulder fade. Let's give him things that he's comfortable doing, going vertical to make his receptions. I got to see Kenny Golladay show up in this game. And a lot of weeks people have been saying, Kenny Golladay is going to get a touchdown this week. And I'll be like, man, come on, dog. We've been saying this now for a whole 2 years. Kenny Golladay ain't had a touchdown. I feel it. This could be the game where Kenny Golladay has a touchdown. And you want to hear something crazy? The Giants have never scored a touchdown against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. They've only scored a field goal. And I can't remember how many games it was. It's not that many games. But I think that this is going to be the game.
Right?
I think it was 2 games. No touchdowns. So for me, Kenny Golladay, I want to see you get in the end zone in this game. I have not called for that really all year long. But this game, I want to see Kenny Golladay step up in a spot where people are sleeping on our wide receiver core because we're dealing with injuries. But we can't act like Kenny Golladay is not capable. He's had a down tenure with the New York Giants. This is a spot where you can make people forget about what people are calling this game, the Beckham Bowl. You can make people forget about that if you go out here and you ball out. So don't sleep on Richie James. Watch out for my man Kenny Golladay. Who knows? We might get the sexy saxophone vibes here, man, and get some real music here. We'll see. Now, also, Kayvon Thibodeau. This is a big spot for Kayvon Thibodeau because we're going to be going up against Micah Parsons now, and I dread it. I'm like, man, we could have drafted Micah Parsons. We talked about this last episode. We could have drafted Micah Parsons and whatnot, but we got Kayvon Thibodeau, man, and he's no slouch. But this is a game where they're going to have y'all pinned up against each other, even though y'all aren't even going to be playing against each other, going versus each other or whatnot. But they're going to be comparing you to this guy for the rest of both of y'all careers. This is a chance right here to make a statement. He's been doing a lot of dirty work on the season. He's been getting to the quarterback, getting some pressures on the quarterback and whatnot, but he's just not finishing and he's not getting the sacks. But we know that statistic can be a little bit like overlooked. People look at sacks and they don't look at pressure too much. Kayvon Thibodeau's been getting pressure. Big spot for him right here. The whole damn country going to be watching. These are the kind of games where people spread narratives, right? Where like, how I was telling you about Detroit, right? I'm like, most of these Giants fans, they probably didn't even watch Detroit throughout the whole entire season, and that's probably why they thought we was going to dog walk Detroit, and instead they treated us like dogs, right? This is those kind of games that create those narratives where if you go out here on Thanksgiving, primetime 4 o'clock, and Kayvon Thibodeau shows up and shows that he can compete and play at the kind of level of a guy like a Micah Parsons, they're going to run with that narrative for the rest of the year. So I think it's super important. How do I think Kayvon Thibodeau is going to have a big game? It's going to start in the interior. Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams, they got to have some of their best games right here. You have to find a way to plug up the middle and stop the run. If Tony Pollard starts getting off early in this game, it's going to be a problem for the New York Giants. It's the same exact kind of game plan that I called against the Detroit Lions. Do not allow them to establish the run early. Force them to go to the pass and make Dak Prescott a bit more predictable. And you got to watch out for these running backs coming out of the backfield. Now, that's defensively. Offensively, y'all know what it is. Our 2 best players got to step up and play their best games. Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, the whole fan base is calling for it. We need y'all in this game because we're so banged up at every other position. We need our 2 best players to play like our 2 best players in this game. And I know a lot of people was looking at Saquon Barkley sideways, with the last week's performance and whatnot, 22 yards. It's awful. And people are, kind of blaming it on the injury that he has to his shoulder and whatnot. You've been seeing him grabbing his shoulder throughout the game and whatnot. But my thing is, I related this back to one of the quotes from the program. Are you hurt or are you injured? And Omar Epps looked up at Coach and he said, well, what does that mean? And coach said, well, if you hurt, you could get back in the game. If you injured, we're going to have to take you out, and somebody else going to have to come in here and try to take your spot right now. Now, if you don't remember the whole situation, I believe it was Holly Berry who was the female lead in that movie, and Omar Epps was trying to get to Holly Berry, and the dude who was the running back the year before, because Omar Epps is a freshman in that movie, the dude who was the running back before him, he's dating Holly Berry, but he's like a prick boyfriend. He don't treat her right and whatnot. He was looking at it like, man, I could lose my starting position and lose my lady. Coach, I'm just hurt. I'm going to get back in this game, okay? I need Saquon Barkley to step up and do that, man. And both of them got to have a big game, but don't press. Don't press. Yeah. Go out there and do what y'all do. Y'all are both top. Y'all are elite players, man. Y'all can do this. Y'all can go out here, put this offense on your back. It's going to be a lot of read option and a lot of Daniel Jones having to read Micah Parsons. And we can't forget about Lawrence on the other side, because he's going to be an issue as well. And we're having troubles with the offensive line. Right tackle is definitely a problem right now. So don't forget about that. But go out there, don't press. Run this read option to a T. Let's go back to what Awthentik said about 3 weeks ago. Take a page from the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. Throw that RPO in there a little bit more. And for those that don't know, RPO gives you the option, obviously, to pass the ball out of that. Read option is just, hey, we're running the ball. Am I going to give it to Saquon, or am I going to read that defensive end, and when he crashes down, I'm going to keep it as Daniel Jones and run it? Just don't press. Do what you got to do. And lastly, the special teams has got to be much better in this game. We know what happened with Adoree Jackson. He's out 3 to 5 weeks now. A lot of people are very pissed off about that. I think, man, Carl Banks always brings me back to earth when it comes to, overreacting. Shout out to the overreaction vibe, to the pun there. Y'all know what it is every Monday, 1 p.m. But Carl Banks was saying, like, look, when you have players out there, man, you can't be thinking like they're going to get hurt. He also said there are a ton of cornerbacks out there that return punts. And we had our guy struggling. Richie James was struggling. So who's the next man? He talked about how Darnay Holmes has returned punts as well. And I know what a lot of Giants fans are going to say. Well, Darnay Holmes isn't our number one cornerback. And I feel you. And Carl Banks also alluded to Deion Sanders being a number one cornerback who did do the punt return. Now, I know Adoree Jackson is no Deion. But maybe Richie James could channel a little Deion. Think about how that would look, Dallas Cowboys are, let's say on their own 10-yard line, and you got Richie James standing right around midfield at the star. Take one to the house for me, Richie. Do something in this special teams game. And the Scottish Hammer, I'm going to call him the Scottish Hammer until he starts punting good. I ain't even looking up his name, Mr. Jamie. We can't have 25-yard punts, bro. We have to control the field. We have to control the field, okay? It's very important. Our field position is so important in this game. And you already know who the Cowboys got back there at punt return, man. Kevontae Turpin been doing damage this whole entire year. He was quiet in that Vikings game, so a lot of people going to forget about him. But for me, man, there's a shot in this game. I was tuned into Adam Costas and Mac the Giants fan earlier, man. And I would encourage all of y'all to go subscribe to these dudes, man, because they're really putting their foot in the content game, and they got some real good takes, man. And not enough eyes are on that channel, if you ask me, because they remind me of me and you a little bit, because they're very even. They're not like overly on Daniel Jones or like overly burying Daniel Jones. They're not like overly on a Heineke like you are, or how I am, I would say, or not burying the guy Taylor Heineke, right? There's a bit of realistic, takes that go with their channel. So I suggest y'all to go subscribe to both of them dudes, Mac the Giants fan and Adam Costas. But they were talking about this too. They're like, man, this is why you play the games, man. If we looked at every game on paper and determined who was going to be the victor of that game by just determining, just what the roster looked like, or what the injuries looked like, or what the statistics look like, the Super Bowl winners will be different every year. And y'all know what it is with these New York Giants. We probably have the most improbable win in Super Bowl history, man, where we beat the Patriots. So for me, I'm never down and out on my squad. And I'm going to keep it funky with you. I'm picking the New York Giants to win this game. I'm picking us to win this game because this reminds me of a lot of games early on this season where I was doubting the Giants just a little bit, right? The Ravens game, the Packers game, the Titans game at the beginning of the season where I was just like, we playing with house money, man, 0-0. I'm taking my New York Giants to beat the Titans. And I said it on Twitter. I'm not scared of Derrick Henry. I'm not scared of this Dallas Cowboys team. Just because they just blew out the Minnesota Vikings, the Beard to tell you, he's been saying the Minnesota Vikings is fraudulent all year long. So for me, we know Kirk Cousins has plenty of games where the offense just falls flat and Minnesota has no chance to win it. The New York Giants ain't built like that. If we play our game, we can win this game. We got to control that clock, control the time of possession. The roadmap is very similar to the roadmap that you had for the Commanders. Yep. You really got to control that time of possession. You got to win on third down. The Dallas Cowboys are coming off of an incredible third down game against the Vikings. I think it was 12 of 17. You can't allow that. We got to get Dak up off the field and use Saquon Barkley, use Daniel Jones to keep that clock running and keep him on the sidelines. It's the best formula. You saw the Washington Commanders do that with Jalen Hurts on Monday night, and in a game where you thought that the Eagles were going to straight up mollywop the Commanders, it was a surprise to come away with the Commanders that had that victory. And that game really put y'all back in the mix, if you ask me. The Giants can do the exact same thing in this matchup here. I'm taking the Giants in a kind of low-scoring game. I'm going to go 23-21 New York Giants.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Listen, you said so much that it all makes perfect sense. Obviously, you look at the last game, Giants and Cowboys. Beforehand, he's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The international trifecta has been complete. Yam from Japan, we got Lucas from Australia, and the man himself, Tudo, checking in from Italy.
Hold on. The man himself, Tudo! My
with
man.
a $4.99 super chat. Says massive salutes and thanks to King Duos, Beards, and Awthentik, Golden Nuggets and Roadmaps. And for all Giants fans, slap all stinky boys, losers out of the dough. Salute Italy.
Salute Italy. And look,
Tudo.
he could take that fourth letter, because I don't want to pause myself, but he could take that fourth letter on Boyd's and just boys. We taking care of them boys, man. We taking care of them boys.
Listen, you touched on a lot of what I believe in, how you can defeat the Dallas Cowboys. Now, listen, this is, people forget because of, what happened last week with the Cowboys and the Vikings and what happened last week with the Giants and the Lions. It's easy to be like, oh, the Cowboys are going to wipe the floor with the Giants. Both of these teams are 7-3. Let's not get it twisted, okay?
And let me just throw a little, a little salt on that.
Throw it in there.
4-1 with a backup quarterback is why they're 7-3.
Yeah. 2 of your losses came with Dak. I'm just going to say that.
Ooh.
Now,
they would say? They would say,
Mike don't care.
I feel him, though.
Yeah, I feel him. But listen, it's the Eagles set the precedent earlier this year with Micah Parsons, and you touched on that. The RPO, the run option. Either you can run both.
Yeah, you got to run both.
Daniel Jones ran well against the Dallas Cowboys in that first matchup. So the possibility is there. And I think the other thing we talked about was using Saquon in the passing game. You have to, this is why you don't have Judge and you have Dable, because you're going to have to coach. This game is going to come down to a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
Okay. And we know Mike McCarthy at times can, slip a little bit on the ice when it comes to the coaching. And I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but let's be honest. He's had some coaching blunders this season and over the past few years since he's been in Dallas. So this is going to be the Giants really have to play this like chess. Okay. You got to go out there and you got to play your game.
Facts.
The reason why the Giants are like the Commanders, if you do what you're good at doing, you can win every single game that you're in. That's just a fact. That's why the Giants are 7-3. That's
with
why
all one-score wins.
With all one-score wins. It's just, I broke it down, okay? Like I said, Dallas has 3 losses. Giants have 3 losses. So what I did was I went back and looked at each of these teams' 3 losses to find out what it is that is like the common denominator for these teams in their losses, okay? So in the Dallas Cowboy losses, they have 6 interceptions in those 3 losses, okay? 3 from Cooper Rush, 3 from Dak Prescott.
I like that you got that. That's very important.
If you want to, have a chance at being the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to have to force some turnovers, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be interceptions, but, force some turnovers. The defense is going to have to step up. That's what it's going to come down to. And obviously, it's also going to come down to the run game, So in the Giants' 3 losses, they've allowed an average of 138 yards per game in each one of those losses.
Nuggets.
And we know the Dallas Cowboys are coming off of being able to run the ball really well. And you know how much I think of Tony Pollard. And I think Tony Pollard is an absolute star.
He's a beast.
He is a star.
You don't stop him, you don't got a chance in this game.
You don't have a chance. So you're really going to have to, because I think Dak is 22 of 25 because of Tony Pollard. Not to take anything away from Dak Prescott, because you're not 22 of 25 by luck. You have to quarterback that yourself as well. But the reason why he has the ability to do that is because it's opened up by the running game. So the Giants are going to have to do their best to keep that run game at or around 100 yards. I think you can successfully stop. Sometimes stopping the run isn't necessarily, what Washington did to Houston last week. Sometimes stopping the run. That was
impressive, bro.
Yeah, sometimes stopping the run is, not allowing the big plays, not allowing the conversions on third downs. Stopping the run in those situations, eliminating the big run plays, eliminating the third down run conversions, being able to stop them on first downs too. Setting up those
took the words out my mouth. That
setting up those third and longs, so
important.
important. You want to set up those third and longs. So if you can hold the Dallas Cowboys to at or under 100 yards, that's going to be very important. Now, in the Giants' 3 losses, they've also turned the ball over 6 times. Okay, and in Dallas's 3 losses, they've allowed an average of 165 yards per game on the ground.
That's the formula.
Okay, so if the New York Giants can manage to get that run game going into that 150 total yard mark, whether it's 50 from Daniel Jones and 100 from Saquon and 20-30 from Breida, that's a recipe right there on how to beat the Dallas Cowboys. But also the New York Giants, like I said, 6 turnovers in their 3 losses. Okay, you got a couple fumbles, you got some interceptions. So what New York's gonna have to do is gonna have to protect the ball, and we talked about that. What has Daniel Jones been best at this year? Is protecting the football,
taking care of it.
Taking care of the football. So as long as the New York Giants can not turn the ball over and force turnovers, a la win the turnover battle, and if they can stop the running game and produce running yards, then that's gonna whoever runs the ball best and forces the most turnovers will win this game. That's all there is.
That's a great way to sum it up right there.
That's all.
You got to win the trenches to be able to run the ball well, and I think that's why it's so important. I know that there's a key and there's an emphasis on dominating the trenches. Now we know the Cowboys, their front is ridiculous. I know on paper that team looks a lot better and they're healthy. But I know Brian Dable's also thinking about this and Wink Martindale's thinking about this, is how are we going to win the trenches? It's very important. So I think if you got to just sell out and run blitz, whatever you got to do, man, force Dak Prescott to beat you. I think that's the key. The one weakness to me that the Cowboys have is in the wide receiver department. CeeDee Lamb has been pretty decent this year, but he's operating as if he's almost a number 2. He's not operating like a true number 1 outside of that one game where he had 150 yards. It was a career high for him. So for me, it's I would rather, and I know this sounds crazy a little bit with the way our secondary looks, but we got better chances of trying to stop the run and trying to defend the pass rather than sitting back in some soft zone with 2 safeties high and just waiting for the Dallas Cowboys to run the ball all over us. You got to get off that field on third down. The whole bend, don't break concept that the New York Giants have been operating off of this whole entire season, you got to step up and get back to that top 5 red zone defense that you were entering 2 weeks ago. Because last week in the red zone was awful. The Detroit Lions were 4-5 in the red zone last week. You cannot have that. And on the flip side, the Giants are going to have to be really good inside of the red zone as well as an offense and be able to generate plays that get you down there, big plays that get you down there fast, man. Control the clock is one thing, right? But I want to do that to set up that big play. Maybe in the third quarter, you get a big play from Darius Slayton. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm dead confident in this game and the Giants going to come out here and walk all over the Cowboys. No way.
You have to find – listen, when we look at these games, we're not just – I didn't just give you a recipe for the Giants to win. I gave you a recipe for the Cowboys to win too. When I look at these games, I try to see it from both sides of the tables because as a football fan, you want to see a good game. Right?
Yeah.
As a Giants fan, obviously you want to win. As a Cowboys fan, you want to win. I understand all that. And listen, we talked about Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is one of, if not the best, defensive player in the National Football League, right? We went over that a little bit last episode.
Yeah.
How many sacks did Micah Parsons have in the first matchup against the New York Giants?
0.
You
got to do that again, too. Just try to contain him, like I said. You can let them get one, maybe two here or there, but like you don't want that theme that you just saw against the Minnesota Vikings, where first series you're just seeing Kirk Cousins getting slammed on his back every play.
You cannot go 3 and out, and you cannot turn the ball over on the first series. I don't care if you don't score on the first series if you're New York Giants, but you cannot go 3 and out, and you cannot turn the ball over on the first possession.
I want to say I saw something that the Cowboys, first of all, the Cowboys defense is #1 in scoring, but I want to say I saw that they're the only team that has not allowed either a first drive touchdown, or it might even be, I could be wrong on this, a first quarter passing touchdown. It was one of those. I think it might have been the opening drive. So for me, it's like, yo, Giants, if y'all could go out there, man, in this first quarter and set the pace. The Giants been scoring 7 points pretty much the last like 3 or 4 games, man, almost the whole entire season, man. It's been just one touchdown. Yeah, Cowboys haven't allowed a touchdown in the first quarter. Yep, I thought I saw that this morning.
I'm going to say this right now. The New York Giants scored a touchdown in the first quarter.
That's what I'm talking about, Beard. That's what I'm talking about, dog. Shout out to Monique in the building, our resident Cowboys fan.
I might even put money on that with one of my free Maryland bets.
Hey, let me know. Let me know when you go down there, man. I might have to send you some bets, man. See if we can make some bread off that.
Yeah, we'll do a little Awthentik and The Beard parlay tomorrow.
I like it. Yeah, make sure y'all pull up on Sunday morning, 11 a.m. We'll be talking about all the games and, just going over the rapid fire vibes and setting some fantasy lineups, man. I need you to get a dub this week, Beard. I need you to handle business, man. And
I know.
Hopefully I can get another win and make it into these playoffs. I'll break you off a little something. I'll give you a little quarter to pie or something.
And I started my whole section off here with the Giants and Cowboys kind of chuckling because my score is very similar to your score. What was your score again?
23-21.
23-21.
Shout out Paul Wall in the building.
I got 23-20 New York Giants.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I know you're not a Cowboys fan. You really don't like the Cowboys. I know that. So y'all take these picks with a grain of salt because I am a Giants fan and he is the opposite of a Cowboys fan. But I need this win, man. Chad's gonna be hitting me up. My brother's gonna be hitting me up.
Oh yeah. Now listen, there's probably a better than a 50% chance. We're looking at there's a 65% chance here that the Dallas Cowboys wipe the floor with the New York Giants.
Big chance.
Definitely a possibility,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes you get that feeling, right? And I've had some good feelings. Sometimes it's indigestion. Sometimes it's a good feeling, okay?
Got the bubble guts one time.
I've hit on some good feelings this year. I had a gut feeling about the Washington Commanders against Philadelphia Eagles. I had a gut feeling about the Green Bay Packers against the Dallas Cowboys. But I've picked. There's a lot of weird things going around here right now. Look, MG, you might be right. It could be 51-3.
Shout out MG. He been trolling. Shout out MG. But yeah, it's all good. We welcome it, MG. Shout out to MG one time, man.
I think that this is one of the things you said too that really stood out to me was you were obviously talking about.
He said, "This ain't no Black Eyed Peas. Ain't no feelings about this game." I was thinking more like Journey. Is that Journey that's got that one? You flipped it.
I think that's Chicago, actually.
It might be Chicago, yeah.
Yeah. But you were talking about Kayvon Thibodeau, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to extend that thought to the Giants as a whole, to Daniel Jones, to Saquon Barkley, to Brian Dable, right? It's not just Kayvon Thibodeau here in prime time. This is for all the people Giants fans who said, we're the worst 6-2, we're the worst 5-2, we're the worst 4-2, we're the worst 7-3. This is for all of you guys.
This is the joint I was thinking about right here with the Journey joint. Yeah, Baltimore's anthem, by the way. If you go down to the harbor,
listen, that's any bar that you go to at last call where there's 70%
a lot of Caucasians.
white people.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but yeah, this is for all.
Wait, hold on
you.
before you continue. You know what I've never thought about with Beige Boy? You know how you always they be like,
Peach?
Beard, are you a white guy? You're like, no, I'm Peach.
Huh.
Beige is a beige boy. It's kind of like your long lost cousin one time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Beige Boy one time in the building, man.
But look, this is your game. Okay, this is your game, Daniel Jones. This is your game, New York Giants. This is
Last
your
time
game.
Jones was in Dallas, he got smacked too. I don't know if you remember that
You talked about
hit.
his primetime record too.
Oh, why'd you bring it up, man?
Because listen, sometimes when all the arrows are pointing one direction, the wind just blew the sign the wrong way. Okay?
Oh, okay.
You know? Sometimes you got to get out the car and you got to look at the map and say, these arrows are not pointing the right way. And then you look down at the ground and you see this pole's been turned the wrong way. And what do? You got to be a good Samaritan. You got to turn all those arrows the other way and let people know that sometimes the wind blows a different direction. All right? And this Thursday, Thanksgiving, that wind might be blowing the direction of the New York Football Giants.
Let's hope so, man. There's a lot of practice squad players, a lot of depth pieces, a lot of backup players that are going to get an opportunity to shine here. He said he's going on a motivational speaking tour. Right, yo. It's facts, yo. It's straight facts. Hey, we definitely up here trying to convince ourselves that the Giants are going to win. I'm with you, man. But so you had 23-20. I got 23-21. We'll see, man. We're both calling for a close game. A lot of people in the chat were calling for a close game. Most of the Cowboys fans think it's going to be another blowout. They feeling themselves. They definitely feeling themselves after that Vikings game. We'll see, man. I put a lot of trust in this coaching staff, man, to be able to put these players in the right position and be able to, make the plays they got to make. And it's a revenge game for Jalen Smith, man. So hopefully he can go out here and do some damage. We'll see what's up, man. Cowboys definitely gave up on him. And, what college did he go to again?
University of Notre Dame.
Shout out my man Jalen Smith.
Julian Love might have a big game, too. You know where he went to college?
Yeah, where did he go to college?
University of Notre Dame.
Awesome. Shout out Notre Dame one time in the building, man. Y'all got that big game coming up against USC, right?
Saturday night, baby. Notre Dame, USC,
awesome,
prime time.
We got a good week of football, man. Thursday, some good games on Saturday, college-wise, man. And Sunday,
we got
finish out the
basketball.
week.
We got all types of stuff, man.
It's a vibe. World Cup. Can't forget about the World Cup.
World Cup. Look, Josie's dad is hyped because tomorrow Ghana plays. So
what time they playing?
Matchup. I think they play in the afternoon tomorrow.
In the afternoon?
Let's see really fast. Yep. Portugal and Ghana play they play at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So we start things off at 5 a.m. with Switzerland and Cameroon at 5 a.m. And then at 8 a.m. we get Uruguay and South Korea. South Korea and Uruguay. That's going to be a good matchup.
I like it.
We got three really good matchups. Switzerland, Cameroon, Uruguay, and South Korea. And then Portugal, Ghana at 11. And then Brazil, Serbia to round things off at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Good stuff, man. Maybe we'll do the best division in soccer.
We are loaded with sports. I love it.
I'm going to be focused on one game, man. Straight up. That Dallas Cowboys game. That's about it.
Yeah. I forgot. Because I started talking about other sports, and then I thought about rugby, and I realized we had to get to Two-Toe with a $9.99 super chat says, you want to talk about motivational speakers. Nobody gets me motivated like Tudo gets me motivated because I read Tudo's super chats like they're motivational chats, okay? Tudo says, all cowards should pray hard with gratitude and thanks to God that I ain't on the Giants roster and take Jerry Jones' men down one by one right before his eyes and silence the crowd. Salute Italy.
Big salute to Italy, man. Big salute to Tudo, too, man. Shout out my guy Tudo one time, man, supporting that Giants community, man. I see Tudo everywhere, man. He was in multiple streams today, man, making his rounds, man. Big
we're not done. We're not done.
Oh, we're not done.
Tudo's back with a $1.99 super chat. This Thanksgiving, Giants will stuff the cowards. Salute Italy.
Salute Italy. I like that. That's the motivational voice right there, man. Shout out to the Beard for reading those proper, man. All right, we're going to take a small, quick, short commercial break real quick. Then we're going to come back with this trivia segment, man. Somebody's going to win a signed Darius Slayton card, man. Hopefully it's a Giants fan. If it's one of you Cowboys fans, because I see y'all in here, y'all polluting us like we the hood and y'all roaches one time.
I got a prize for the Cowboys fans.
Of course, we know that. Come on now, we know that.
I got a prize for Commanders.
The Beard got a slew of stuff over there, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Over the Years Sports one time, man. Support his channel over there, man. Mad merchandise, especially NFC merchandise, man. But we're going to take this quick commercial break, man. We'll be right back.
Your wide receiver on IR? Aw, shucks. Your running back keep fumbling every week? Man, damn it all. Well, come chop it up with your boys. We are waiver wire tight. Awthentik and The Beard. Every Sunday morning, streaming live at 11 a.m.
Y'all know what it is, man. The parlay every Sunday morning. Make sure y'all pull up. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Y'all know what it is. We're going to be talking fantasy football, talking a little betting, man, and rapid fire, the Beard's favorite segment. I saw Marjorie in the chat, too. Shout out to Marjorie one time. All right, man. Get your Google fingers ready. Get your thinking caps on. Got a little trivia segment here. Cue them jazz flutes. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint today. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. We'll give you 15 seconds before this hint comes in. Your running back keeps fumbling every week. Melvin Gordon. That's a good one. That's a good one. Shout out to the homie Sleepwalker, man, who did those drops for us, man, last year for the channel here. All right, so the hint for today's trivia question is a fellow Giants YouTuber in this community. His name is Kush. He goes by a channel called The Hub. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. But if you pay attention to what he does, that'll help you out with this trivia segment one time. I hope y'all are good in the chat one time. Let me see some biceps in the chat one time. Let me know that my Giants fans is in the building, man. Left side.
Strong side.
Y'all know what it is, man. Trying to get these W's this week. All right, y'all. Here we go, man. Here we go. Here we go. This is a good one. I got a feeling that maybe there's a possible chance here. Yeah, maybe not with Google. With Google in the mix, somebody's going to get this eventually.
Alexa, you know.
Yeah, somebody. Alexa, who? Totally. All right, here we go. Yeah, shout out to y'all throwing them biceps up in the chat, man. I see you, Monique. I see you, Lucas. I see you, Carl, in the building. I see James Earl Moans in the building. I see Nor in the building. What's popping? Chris Peace in the building. Paul Wall, baby, in the building. I see you, fam.
Riding slow, homie.
Riding slow, homie. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I remember when Paul Wall was explaining what swerving was back in the day. It was hilarious, man. Hilarious. Shout out to the whole Houston rap scene, man. That was actually one of the better movements, I feel like, from like a region from the United States, man. That Houston movement, man. Slim Thug, Mike Jones, Paul Wall. That was fire, man. That was a good movement.
Killing it.
Tudos in the building. Bookend is in the building one time. All right, man. I hope y'all ready, man. Get your, open up your other tab. Get it to the right here. Get ready for this one. Omega Supreme is in the building, too. Shout out to Omega Supreme. Today's trivia question is going to be, and remember I told you that the hint is The Hub, all right? Today's trivia question is, who was the New York Giants' first-round draft pick in 2011? Give y'all a little bit of time. Get your mind right, man. Do what you do, man. Do your searching. Somebody's going to get this one right. Beard, give them the rules real quick.
Remember, it is the first person that we see in our chat. It might look different than what you see in your chat due to different internet lag, so we have to go by who we see first to only be fair.
Nor coming in hot with that JPP guess right there. Okay. Ooh, okay. Looks like somebody been watching the Hubs channel one time, man. Okay, let me see, Beard. Let's get a little confirmation here on our end one time, man. And let me open up this private chat.
Oh.
Okay, we're having the judges are having a little bit of difficulty coming to a final answer here. Ooh. Ooh, that thing was coming in hot. Okay, the judges are in agreement here. Think we have a winner here. Let's reveal the answer for everybody in the chat. Salute to the fam in the chat one time, man. We appreciate y'all pulling up on the day before Thanksgiving, rocking with us. We are definitely grateful for y'all. That's the second time. We got to be a little bit redundant about that to let y'all know how grateful we are to have y'all here rocking with us, man. So today's winner, well, actually, I told y'all I was going to reveal the answer first. So let's get the answer first. And the answer is Prince Amukamara, which I don't know where he's at right now. I don't think he's still in the league. He might be out of the league one time, man, but definitely a pivotal piece in that 2011 run right there. And me and the Beard confirmed that the winner is Giants Mafia. Beard, do you got some applause over there for Giants Mafia?
That I do.
Shout out to Giants Mafia for winning that signed Darius Slayton card, man. That's a beauty right there. I should have came over there and just stole that one time, man. Darius Slayton on his way up right now. Giants Mafia, make sure you reach out to me, man. You can reach out on Twitter. And if you can, send a screenshot of your YouTube just so we know it's you, man. You know, people be trying to finesse, trying to do crazy stuff, get free gifts over here one time, man. But definitely appreciate all of y'all submitting your answers for this edition of Trivia Time one time, man. And Giants Mafia, the winner, man. That's what's up, man. Giants Mafia's been pulling up, rocking with us for some time now. It's always good to see some day ones out here, man, winning some,
it was close.
some
it was
prizes.
Close. There was a lot of Yam was in there. Chris Peace was
Chris
in
Peace
there.
was close.
Everybody was a little close on that one. So
yeah,
I'm glad we
on
got
our
those,
end, it was
those
Giants
rules.
Mafia first. If y'all need a screenshot for proof, we'll show y'all the screenshot as well. We got a little bit of evidence here, man. You know what I'm saying? We can present to the courts. But shout out again, man, to Giants Mafia. And again, shout out to all of y'all, man, that submitted guesses and are here rocking with us tonight, man. Again, we are definitely grateful for y'all, man. Whether you're a Cowboys fan, Eagles fan, Commanders fan, or New York Giants fan, or a fan of any other team, man, you're welcome over here to rock with Awthentik and The Beard, man, to be a part of this family, man. And, you know, as we continue raising the bar over here, man, to greatness, man. Beard, how you feeling, man? You still feeling good?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready for a little mini dose of rapid fire.
Yeah, a little mini dose. What we got? We got 3 games for the rapid fire here before we get up out of here.
For the rapid fire, yes, we do. Oh,
I like it,
Sean
man.
G, you can win as many times as you want. Listen, man, we have given away something. I believe every single week this year. So
Yeah, every Thursday.
Listen, Sean G, we're giving stuff away for the rest of the year. And listen, I still have Logan Thomas autographed mini helmet.
That thing been chilling for 3 weeks.
If you win, we got Philadelphia Eagles pennants. We got Cowboys pennants. Listen, eventually at some point this year, we're gonna just do an entire episode of just giveaways. We're just gonna give stuff away all episode. We're just gonna have fun.
Y'all need to go subscribe to Over the Years Sports just off the strength of that right there, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe.
It's gonna be a crazy time. So yeah,
and subscribe to The Beard's other
left.
channel too, man.
Yeah.
He's a antique collector as well. Subscribe to Over the Years and subscribe to Over the Years Sports, man. That'll go a long way for us in supporting what we do over here, man. Trying to raise this bar. All right, Beard, you ready for this rapid fire segment?
Let's do it, sir.
Now I didn't confirm this with you before the show, but did you get the odds and the over unders and whatnot all lined up for these 3 games?
Everything's
My man
lined
right
up for
there,
all
man.
3
That's why
games.
he is strong side to the left side right there, man. I only got to ask you. I knew I didn't even have to ask, man. All right, let's start with this first one here one time, man. We're going to keep the NFC East theme going on here. You want me to drop some beats? Should we give parlay vibes? What you want to do
Let's
here?
do parlay vibe. I will take over the wheel right now. I will DD the rest of this show for you.
I'm digging it, man. All right, let's get this thing started one time, man. We're going to keep the NFC East theme, like I said, man, this first game here.
Up next, we got the Green Bay Packers. 4-7. They're headed to Philadelphia. The Eagles are going to be rocking the all-black uniforms. Shout out to the graphics department. The Philadelphia Eagles are 9-1. They are 6.5-point favorites. The over-under for this game is going to be 46.5. Kickoff is Sunday night at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awthentik, tell them what you got.
My man. All right, look, man, I really like the way the Packers played 2 weeks ago. But the way they fell flat last week, I'm definitely a little bit worried about them. Y'all know the Beard, man. He put everybody on notice. Christian Watson, man, he was a dog, man. Definitely catching a lot of touchdowns. I still don't think it's going to be enough against them Philadelphia Eagles, man. Jalen Hurts is playing fantastic football, and even when everything else around him is crumbling, he finds a way to come back against those Jeff Saturdays last week, man. And I think he'll find a way to get this W, man. So I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles to cover the 6.5 as well. The 46.5, let me see. 28-20. I think we're going to get there, man. I'm going to take the over.
Man, Aaron Rodgers has been playing with a broken thumb on his throwing hand. Just want to let everybody know that. It's like, that's what he's doing. Just so everybody knows, you know. I mean, are the Green Bay Packers, which Green Bay Packers show up?
I know.
It's tough because you know how we feel about the Philadelphia Eagles. If the way that the Eagles won last week, I think they're going to come out strong in this game because of how disappointing they performed against the Indianapolis Colts. If they would have, if the Packers over here, if the Eagles would have dog walked the Colts, I would have picked the Packers in this game. But because of the way the Eagles lost to the Colts last week, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I also think that they cover the 6.5. And I'm also going to take the over 46.
I got you. You said the way that the Eagles lost to the Colts, but you mean the way that they won in that tight fashion. I feel you on that. Okay.
It
I like
felt
that.
like they were going to lose there
It
for a
did,
second,
man. All the way up to the fourth quarter, man. I was like, wow. And I want to say it was like their first time with a win down by 10 entering the fourth quarter since 2014 going up against the New York Giants, man. So that's a big win for Jalen Hurts, man. And the fumble from A.J. Brown was critical in that game. 3 plays after they got the fumble from Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Brown puts the ball on the turf, gives it right back to them, man. So it's like everything that could go wrong in that game did go wrong, and Jalen Hurts still found a way to win it, man. So I agree with you, man. I'm taking the Eagles in this one, too. You said you're taking the over or the under?
I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the
Taking
over
over as well. All right,
I
so
think
we're in
this is
agreement
going to
on
be
that
a big test for Watson, though, because this is going to be the best secondary he's faced over these last few games since he's kind of had his coming out party. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs against this sort of secondary, because the Eagles got a really good secondary. Bradbury, Slay,
Darius Slay,
and then
Gardner Johnson.
Gardner Johnson, who I believe leads the league in interceptions right now.
He did entering last week for sure. Yep.
It'll be very interesting. But let's go let's go in for some seconds on Thanksgiving. We got some Thanksgiving matchups to talk about. Up next is the Buffalo Bills, who are 7-3, same record as the New York Football Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. They are 9.5-point favorites heading into Motown to face the Detroit Lions, who are playing like the Detroit Lions I think a lot of people thought were going to be playing early on this season. The Lions are 4-6. I want to say they're on a 3-game winning streak.
They are.
The over-under in this game is 45.5. Kickoff is at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so this will be the first game tomorrow on your Thanksgiving Day slate of football. Listen, I love the Buffalo Bills, and I think this game's going to be fun. I love the Detroit Lions. Did I say I think this game's going to be fun? I think this game's going to be fun. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to cover the 9.5.
Yeah, you got me.
I think the Buffalo Bills end up finding a way to win, but I think the Detroit Lions will backdoor cover this game, and I definitely am going to take the over 45.5.
I'm right there with you, man. And y'all know, man, I got Stephon Diggs and I got Josh Allen on my fantasy, man. The best stack all in football right now, if you ask me, man. But they've been kind of on a little bit of the down. Josh Allen playing, kind of like some iffy football here, man. Leading the league in interceptions, man. I want him to step it up, play a little bit better, man. Bounce back. I know they did get the win. Who'd they take on? They took on was it the Browns last week?
Yeah, in
that
Detroit.
was that game in Detroit with the Lions end zone still paying.
And they're right back in Detroit.
Right back in Detroit. I wonder if they even went home. That'd be interesting.
Nah, they went home.
They went home?
Yeah, because you don't want to mess up with the routine of a normal week. It actually would have been more difficult if they would have stayed in Detroit. It's only about an hour and a half plane ride from Detroit to Buffalo, actually.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. But I'm with you on this one, man. I think the Lions will cover, but I'm going to take the Bills to win it. I'm going to definitely take the over, man. These are two high-powered offenses. The Detroit Lions, man, they definitely been showing out on offense. They lead the NFL right now with 5 games over 30 points, man. They can definitely score with the best of them. It's all about that defense, man. Is that defense going to be able to stop Josh Allen, man? And we'll see. But I'm going to take the Lions to cover, take the Bills in this one, man, and I'm going to take the over as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last game of the day. If you're still awake, or maybe you woke up you're gonna be awake if you're watching this show, because you probably just finished watching the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Football Giants. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the New England Patriots, Mac and Cheese Jones, headed to Minnesota
Macaroni.
Macaroni phony. Headed to Minnesota to face Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. The Patriots are 6-4. The Minnesota Vikings are 8-2 following their loss last week. Following
Patriots are
their
6-4.
Yeah,
golly, how the hell?
The New York Jets, 2 wins. Okay. The Minnesota Vikings are favored by 2.5 points. The over/under in this game is 42.5. Authentic, tell me what you got.
I got a question for you real quick before we go into this one.
I got an answer.
If you had to pick a franchise quarterback between Mac Jones and your boy Zach Attack with them Jets, which one do you take? That's like the sliding out the cherry emoji. Like
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills. Wow.
Listen, I was never high on Mac Jones. You know that.
Yeah,
I mean,
facts.
Out of that quarterback class, I was highest on Trevor Lawrence. And my number one prospect, though, was Trey Lance. I think in the end, Trey Lance is going to be the guy. I just think that it's going to take him longer than everybody else to get
Justin
on
Fields in that class too, right?
Justin Fields is in that
That's
class
my guy
too.
right now. I'm
so
rooting
I
for
think
Justin
Mac
Fields.
Jones is the worst quarterback of all of them.
Oh.
I mean, I personally, I would put Trevor Lawrence at 1,
Yeah.
Justin Fields at 2, Trey Lance at 3, Davis Mills at 4,
Oh,
Mac
you got
Jones
Davis
at 5.
Mills over Mac Jones.
And
Oh, no.
they're talking about benching Davis Mills. Yeah, I think Davis Mills can make all the throws. Mac Jones is good. It's just something about Mac Jones. It's just
It's slow. It's a little like he has to anticipate everything with his mind to be effective.
And I think he can improve as a quarterback, but to me, he's okay. I feel like all those other guys, if asked, could take over a game. Like if Davis Mills had an offensive line, Davis Mills can make the throws.
Okay, I just went to ESPN.com to check out the Houston Texans roster, and Kyle Allen is listed as the starter right now.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. They just decided.
Yeah, I thought you said they was about to. They benched him, huh?
Which I think at this point they're just like, all right, let's just it's weird to me because I Davis Mills isn't the problem.
He isn't the answer though. I think they found that out this year. He's not the answer. I do think he's better than Mac Jones a little bit, though. The stature helps him out, I feel like. Probably has a bigger arm. Mac Jones just looks a bit like a bigger body, way less mobile Taylor Heineke.
And I think Zach Jones. I think Zach Wilson is not bad. I just think that he needed a good foot in the ass. Okay, let's just be honest. I think that he can turn things around. I think he has the skill set to do so. I just think but his I mean, you're here. You're on that line. Mac Jones or Jordan Love. Oh, listen. And I'm sure a lot of people who have been watching this show for a long time know that I am a big Jordan Love guy. Coming out of college, I thought Jordan Love looked more like Patrick Mahomes than any other quarterback of recent years.
Oh, man, he has struggled every time they put him in the game.
He's going to be good.
He kind of reminds me of like what and this might be a little bit of a reach, but the play style reminds me of Bryce Young a little bit with Jordan Love.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Jordan Love is another guy that can make all the throws.
Yeah, he can make those interception ones too. But as far as this Patriots and Vikings game, man, this is a tough one because Dallas Cowboys kind of, put the league on notice about the Vikings. And they kind of agree with the Beard that the Vikings are a little bit overhyped, possibly. He did say that the week before the game against the Cowboys. I still don't think it's going to be enough. I like Bill Belichick, and I like what he does with his defenses, but I got to take the Vikings in this one, man. And 2.5, that's crazy. That's just that. But the Patriots have surprised, man. That 6-4 record that's out of left field for me. But I'm going to take the Vikings in this one. I'm going to take under the 42.5. I think it's going to be a pretty sloppy game again from the Vikings, but they'll end up winning this one. Something low scoring like 20 to 10, 20 to 13 type vibe or something like that.
23 to 20 sort of situation. Just
23 to 20 will hit the over.
I will.
Yep.
See,
So 23-17 maybe.
They right there. They're getting you. They pulling you. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to cover. Straighten my back out, and I'm gonna take the over. Taking the over. Oh, beige boy. Sometimes you gotta have a commander in the chat to remind you about stuff like this.
You do, man. Shout out to beige boy one time, man. You remembered about Daniel Jones' primetime record.
I almost forgot.
You almost Roy Jones did. Yep. Are we going to take the Patriots?
I don't know.
With that new information, but it's like old new information? Like, are we going to he said 23-21 New England. That'll just hit the over. Nah, man. I'm not falling for it.
We're going to stick
I'm
with
sticking
Minnesota.
with it.
Kirk Cousins doesn't win this game. Dalvin Cook.
Right, I'll give you that. I like that, man. But shout out to all of y'all, man,
man,
who tuned in throughout this show, man. This was definitely a vibe today, man. Appreciate y'all all pulling up, rocking with us, the day before Thanksgiving, man. And, I told the Beard, I was like, man, let's, like, about an hour before we went live, I was like, let's just go live tonight, man. I think, it's the anticipation is here. The game is tomorrow. Let's get this content out there. And the people who missed it tonight, they can wake up, catch the content in the morning and whatnot, and see our, our picks for the Giants and the Cowboys game and the rest of these games in the NFC East and on Thanksgiving, man. But again, man, we're definitely grateful, for the people in the chat tonight, man. The whole family was in here rocking with us, man. And just amazing to have y'all be able to rock out with us now. This season is flying by, and every time we do get to the offseason, I always miss these vibes, man. So I think we're gonna make it a point of emphasis to do some content in the offseason, man. I think it's super important for us to do that because it's just the vibe up here rocking with y'all. And I like this late night vibe, Beard. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling this late night vibe. 11 o'clock, I might eat a little something before I go to bed, maybe play a little Apex, man, and call it a night, man, and wake up and get to watch some football on Thanksgiving, get to hang out with my family, man, and eat some good grub.
Yeah, and we talked about this before when we first started the show, and I just want to reiterate it again about how thankful we are we talk about this all the time, and when you think about Thanksgiving, you want to thank your family, and we talk about how Awthentik and The Beard is a family, So I definitely want to say how thankful we are for each and every one of you guys, and allow us to do this, because if it wasn't for you all, we would not be able to do this. So we are super, super, super thankful for every single one of you in the chat. Like I said in the beginning, whether you've been here one time, you've been here every episode, you've been here in the beginning of the year, or the end of the year, it doesn't matter, because we're all family here. You're a Giants fan, a Commanders fan, a Cowboys fan, an Eagles fan, just a football fan. We have created a space here for all of us, and we didn't create that space. You created that space.
Big facts.
And so we just want to make sure that you guys understand how much we do appreciate that and how much love is in this chat. And I think, one of the people that has, really, been a glue to that over these few years of us creating content is this gentleman right here. Big shout out to Lucas. Lucas has been a supporter of everything that not just we do here at Awthentik and The Beard, but what I do on over the years. It's crazy when I saw him pop up in the chat earlier today. I was talking about how I was getting ready to email him, because that's what family is about. It's about just if we ain't seen somebody for a little while, Awthentik and I would be like, hey, we ain't seen such and such. We talk to people on Twitter. We talk to people on YouTube. We've built something, and that's because of you all, and it's because of people like Lucas, who has come in here and said hello and sent us gifts and just has been a huge supporter just by being here. And then things like this is just it takes things to another level, and we can't thank you enough, Lucas, for the 300 Australian dollar super chat.
That's lit, bro.
Says, great job, guys. Been flat out with work and moving, but give me a couple weeks and I'll be back every show. Have a great Thanksgiving, and love to the families, and of course to everyone in the Awthentik and The Beard fam. Be safe, everyone. Love from down under. Lucas, thank you so much, brother. We really do appreciate you.
Chills, bro.
Good luck with everything with work and the move. And even though you haven't been here, we know that you've been here in spirit.
Facts.
You've had a lasting impression on both Awthentik and myself over these past couple of years, and we really can't thank you enough for all the love and the support. And like I said, when I started reading, before I read the super chat, I talked about Lucas being like part of the glue. There's tons of you that are that glue. It's a whole bottle of glue, and every one of y'all are in that bottle. But the big thing that he said was, Awthentik and The Beard fam, because we talk about it every show. This is family here, no matter, what team you support, no matter where you're from, what you do. This is a place where, we come and we hang out and we have fun. And this is family here. So big shout out to Lucas. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you.
Couldn't have said that better, brother, man. You already know, man. Big salute to the homie Lucas, man. Big salute to all of y'all in the chat for rocking with us, man. I already see the biceps. Let's get the biceps in the chat one time before we get up out of here, man. Y'all know what it is, man. The duo, left side.
Strong side.
Yes, sir, man. Big shout out to all y'all one more time, man. And y'all know how we end every show over here at Awthentik and The Beard, man. Y'all keep living those dreams, man. Keep raising that bar, man, because the universe flows in Technicolor and surround sound. Rest in peace to the podcast GOAT, Combat Jack. Y'all know what it is, man. We'll be here on Sunday for the parlay. Everybody enjoy y'all Thanksgiving, man. Eat good. Go back for seconds. Go back for thirds, man. Get that grubbing. Go get that dessert, man. And then eat all them leftovers for the rest of the week until we get to Sunday. And then on Sunday, we'll see y'all at the parlay at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. We can't thank y'all enough for rocking with us, man. We already 12 weeks into the season, man. It's flying by. And I would not be anywhere else in this world, man, other than rocking with y'all right here from my studio and rocking with my brother right over here, the Beard, one time, man. My brother from another, man. Beard, you have a good Thanksgiving too, man. Tell my dupes I said what's up. I know they're going to be out of town, but definitely tell her I said what's up. Tell the fam I said what's up. Tell Josie I said what's up, man. Tell the gang I said what's good. And we'll see y'all next episode, man. I'll catch y'all on Sunday, man. Y'all be good. Enjoy y'all Thanksgiving one more time, man. And again, we grateful for y'all. We are extremely grateful for y'all, man. A lot of love for y'all in that chat, man. Y'all are definitely like family over here at Awthentik and The Beard. And until next time, man, y'all be good.
Peace.
Peace.
Spike don't care.